I just was watching the news reports on MSNBC and CNN, where we've had the killing of two black men by police officers here in the last 48 hours. The last of which up in Minnesota was particularly disturbing, as a young man sits in the car and alerts police officers that he has a permit to carry a concealed weapon. And as he is asked to provide ID, according to the young man's girlfriend, he is then subsequently shot several times and he dies. It's disturbing. And I have a son. And to think that, and brothers, to think that at any time now, we're one traffic stop away from being murdered, and I'll say murdered, by police officers who are either afraid or uneducated or don't know how to handle situations properly where they could be de-escalated. Clearly that's possible because it's been done by them. When we think back upon the shootings, mass shootings in Colorado at the movie theater, where you have a young man who's in body armor with several automatic weapons, taken in peacefully. Why wasn't he murdered? There's a problem with police officers today. I seriously can't think now that these guys are out to protect us. Their thought process, something is wrong. That when they approach someone who looks like me, the only solution is, you've got to shoot me? Is that your number one thing? The only thing that you have is that, gee, you have a weapon, therefore you must kill me? Something is wrong with law enforcement. We're either going to have to separate out those white police officers who feel so threatened just by this that they cannot perform their job properly and think properly through the training. We have to get rid of those officers. Because if we try and continue this scenario, no, this is going to destroy the country. I'm a member of the NRA. See this here? I fought, laid my life on the line for this nation, that I might enjoy the benefits of the Constitution of a country in which I strongly believe in. And yet now those rights are being denied by law enforcement. As a veteran, I own several weapons. So now at a traffic stop, you're going to kill me because I'm exercising my constitutional right to bear arms. That's what it's come to? Why should I be concerned about terrorists when I'm being terrorized by law enforcement? Why should we talk about Iraq and Syria and the other places in the world when right here we have a serious problem that's not being addressed? Why should I be concerned about someone being radicalized when clearly we have radicalized police officers who are not being dealt with? That's a problem. And it cannot go on like this. The Republicans, what are we doing? You have control of the Congress. Something has to be done. Law enforcement has to be addressed in this country. We can no longer allow law enforcement to drive around and murder. And I want to continue to use that word murder because that's what it is. It's murder under the color of law enforcement. If these officers claim to be paramilitary organizations, then you should have discipline. You should know your training. It shouldn't be you go by this. This isn't how the military operates. That's not discipline that we fire off just because we see the enemy. And yet you say that you have training, that you're a professional. Well, I don't see it. You need to take that uniform off. They need to take those badges away from you because you're a disgrace. And not only that, you're murdering people. It's murder. And we're tired of it. I think the president and Congress have to act now. Now. Minnesota should be the last episode of a killing of a black man by law enforcement officers. That should be it. If you can't do the job, we need to get rid of them. Again, if they're so afraid of every person of color, they don't deserve to wear the uniform. They can't do their job. And that's clear. Either they're doing this by a clear intent, radicalized police officers, we need to get rid of them. If we're willing to hunt down those who are radicalized and joining the fight with ISIS and whatever, then we need to start right here, right now, and ferret out those police officers who are radicalized or racist. Because why should I lose my life just because I'm stopped or I have a tail light out? Or if I was speeding, or if I was just driving while black. How about that one? Driving while brown, driving while yellow. We need to address this now.